I'm going to try another sweet treat. We're going to make coconut tart. Now this is not one of the recipes that I try too often. This is only the second time that I'm going to be making coconut tart. So you're coming along with me for a ride to see how good it comes out. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show. So I enlisted Joe to help me with these tarts, and he's using this little weird shaped knife to just pierce a hole into the eye of the coconut to get the water out. We already know that it has water because we shook it and we can hear it. So he's going to pour the water out because we're going to use this water as a part of the tart. Wow, this one has a lot of water. And the reason I enlisted Joe today is because I don't know how to crack open a coconut. I'll be honest with you. So we're going to have him crack this coconut open, and he's going to show us step by step how he does that. So one way of getting the coconut open is you can get a machete, or if you're from Belize it's machete, but over here in America it's known as machete. Get a machete and just kind of chip away all around and around the coconut, and then you're going to have the meat inside readily accessible. But like I said, Joe is a pro. He knows how to do that. I don't know how to do that, so we're just going to break that coconut totally open with a machete or with a cleaver.
Whatever.
Okay, break it open. Let you guys see why I wimped out, right? Let Joe do it. So here's the wonderful meat inside. And we got close to 1.5 cups of water in that measuring cup. And so we're going to get this meat out of the shell of the coconut, and we're going to get it grated. And I'm going to decide if I'm going to use a grater or the blender. We're going to see which one works best, okay? See, he's using that same curved shaped knife to just get inside and get the shell out. So this is one of these items that I don't make too often. This is honestly, this is like only the second time I'll be trying this recipe. It's one of these desserts that I like, but I don't like it that much that I'm going to go through all this hard work. But just to show you guys how this is done, if you could check this out, this coconut meat is one of the is a softer one because it's from a young coconut, not an old one, so it's not hard and it's not going to come out like dry flakes. Okay, it's very important that you get the right coconut. And I tried grating it there on the big side, I guess on the cheese side of the grater, but that doesn't look correct. And this is the smaller side. And let me show you the blender. Here's the blender. I put it in the blender and I put it on chop. But I don't like the way the pieces look either on the blender. So the blender's not going to work for this. We're going to have to do it old school, like what Joe's doing right there. Grate the coconut on the small side to get the flakes. And no, you can't use those coconut flakes that come in the bag that's already dry with the sugar on it that you would put to decorate cake and stuff like that. I wish we could, but you can't use that kind. So we're just going to do it old school. And I'm going to take over from Joe and do the hard work. Grate the coconut. When we get back from grating the coconut, I'm gonna teach you what else we're gonna put in this, what do you want to call this, a batter to make this tart. Of course, in the meantime, go check out my video for jam roll to find out how to make the pie dough for the sweet dessert type thing, the sweet pie dough. Okay, look at this grater that Joe made for me a few Mother's Day ago. Wasn't that a sweet gift? He made me a grater from scratch because he knows I like to cook. So we call this Big Bente. So he went and got Big Bente because he was tired of that little grater, and it's going pretty fast now. Here are the coconut flakes that Joe grated on the grater. We have 1 egg that we're going to add in there. We're going to beat the egg. We have cornstarch, lemon extract, sweetened condensed milk, and here's the leftover coconut that Joe had when he was grating it. He didn't want to get too close to the grater to grate his finger because I'm sure nobody wants finger in their tart. And here's, I measured out the cornstarch already. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of that. And this is a 1/4 teaspoon of the lemon extract. And we're also going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar to this. And we're going to get it to the pot now to start the process. In the meantime, I hope you've already made the sweet pie dough and set that aside because we need 1 serving of sweet pie dough already prepared. remember that we set aside the water that was inside the coconut. So we're going to add it to the pot. And we're going to bring it to a boil. So nothing is going to go to waste while we do this tart. And the same filling that you do for tart, you can also do for crust. So I might make the tart and then make a few crusts too. And by the way, I don't have the tart pans, you know, the little pans that look like they're supposed to be cupcake pans, but they're in the shape of those pretty little design for the tart. I don't have any. I don't know where to find it. So I'm gonna do what my mom says they're doing in Belize now, which is make one big whole tart, like the way you do lemon pie, and then serve it in slices. But for you who own the pie tart pans, go ahead and make the little ones. Put the shell inside the pan first, and then put the coconut in the middle. So we're doing it a little bit different today. You know, this is the Bear Pantry Show, and we use what we have. We never try to run out and get things to make it perfect, because if you do that, you'll never cook. And I want everybody to learn how to make this stuff, because it's not rocket science. It's easy. So the first thing we're going to add, see, it came to a boil pretty quick there. We're going to add the cornstarch. It's only a little bit of cornstarch. I guess my bowl was a little bit wet probably. Anyways, a little bit of cornstarch we're going to add in there. Add our lemon extract, only 1/4 teaspoon. You don't want it too strong. And there's certain recipes that lemon extract is going to have to be the thing, and vanilla will definitely not do. And I'll make a list the next time I do something sweet like bread pudding or something. I'll give you that list of things that you should avoid putting in vanilla into. And the coconut flakes. And again, you can't use that stuff that's already in the bag. I wish we could. It would make it so much easier. The sweetened condensed milk. I wish we had smell-o-vision, because this is smelling good already. So let's get all this milk in here. And I'm using a spatula to get every little ounce of milk that I can get out of this can, because we don't like anything to go to waste here at the Bear Pantry Show. And then I'm going to add the rest of the coconut that Joe had in the Magic Bullet. Make sure we don't miss anything. I'm going to add my 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then we're going to stir this mixture or batter, whatever you want to call it, for about 5 minutes. Let's time it. It's 1:12 right now, and we're going to stir this for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to shut off the stove and get it ready for the shell. So I went about 9 minutes instead of 5 minutes. See how thick it is? Almost like a thick oatmeal. So now we're going to move it to the counter, and I'm going to put it inside the pie shell. Okay, look at our pie. And I made our sweet pie dough, and remember I told you you could flute it. The last time I just kind of let it sit on the edge. I made it a little bit thicker in here so that we can make it stand up. This is all for beauty, I think. So here's the middle part of our tart. We're going to put it in here, and it's the same thing. Remember, if you're making the little ones, the little cupcake size ones, you'd be doing the same thing, making the shell, make it neat, and putting this middle part in. So I don't think anything can cook over in this. This smells awesome. This smells like a custard, by the way. And I think some people will sprinkle nutmeg on the top of this, or sprinkle some cinnamon. We'll decide at the end if we're going to sprinkle any kind of cinnamon or anything on the top of this. But for right now, we're going to do this kind of bare bones. This is our coconut tart, Bear Pantry style. I'm going to stick it in the oven right now on 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 35 minutes. And then I'm going to get it out, let it cool, and we're going to see our finished product. So let me get this in the oven. Here's the finished product of our tart. Now remember, this is one whole tart, so we're going to cut this into slices. We can get about 8 good sized slices off of this, or you can cut them smaller and get 16. I'm going to cut out the first slice and show you that, okay? Here's a few slices on this platter to serve. Oh my goodness, remember I told you in the beginning that this is not one of my favorite desserts. I think it's my new favorite dessert now. I tasted it just now. A little piece fell on the counter, and I tasted it, and I can't wait to dive into this. Look how many pieces I cut off of the whole pie. So again, at these slices here, we could probably get 8. It'll serve like 8, but you can always cut those in half, but I don't know why you would want to, because this is so awesome. Wow. This is the second time I've made tart, and I'm really pleased with how it comes out. Let me know if you tried, okay, and tell me how it comes out for you. Wasn't that just awesome? I am really pleased with how the tart came out. The texture was good, it tastes good, the crust was good. Every last part. I'm so excited because I really wondered. The first time I did it, it came out pretty good, but I'm never sure if it's not a recipe that I try over and over again. So I'm so glad it came out good. Let me know how yours come out. Enlist somebody to help you make it if you're gonna try it, okay? Because like the cutting open of the coconut and stuff, that was kind of hard for me. So that's why I asked Joe to help. And I want to give him a great big thank you. He didn't want to be seen on camera right now, but I want to just say thank you to Joe for helping us. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Until I see you again, take care.